Hey, what's going on, guys? Well, today I want to give you a final review on the Wilkins grips. These are coming from Wilkins knives all the way out in Berlin, Germany. These things have been very, very popular ever since they first hit the market. People who like their Benchmade Griptilians always talk about Wilkins grips. They always say, you know, that the constant threads on the forums is it worth it? Should I get it? Because you're taking a knife, in this case this is a Ritter grip, and this one is just one of the older ones that I had. You're taking a knife that, generally speaking, is anywhere from $60 to maybe $90, and you're upgrading it with grips that are over $200. There's plenty of different versions, different materials, but they range from about $200 to, you know, maybe close to $300. All right, that is a serious change. And a lot of people, it's kind of, I wouldn't say it's split. To me, my experience in the knife community is about 75% of people say, yeah, it's totally worth it, it's cool. And then 25% of people are trying to remind these guys and gals that you're upgrading with parts that are worth way more than your original knife. It's kind of like if you have like a, I don't know, an AR-15 that you bought for 800 bucks and then you put $5,000 worth of stuff on it. It's kind of like the same concept there. But as far as knives, it's much less common to spend more on upgrades than you do on the original knife. This is one particular case where, yeah, the handle scales here far surpass the value of the original knife. But a lot of people love the Benchmade Griptilians. You know, the large ones, the small ones. You know, the Ritter grips are probably the most popular just because that blade style change, and more importantly, the steel upgrade to S30V. All right, a lot of the Griptilians are 154 cm. There are limited runs. You know, Cabela's, I think, did a D2 one that I used to have, an OD green and black combo. And I believe there's been some M4 versions as well. But the Ritter grips tend to be, you know, a little bit more popular than the average Griptilian. Now, even though people love Griptilians, the one thing that's been consistently said over and over again is that people don't like the scales. They don't like the plasticky feeling. They don't like that they're kind of chunky. You know, so that's been, unfortunately, something that's driven people away from this knife design. Wilkins made these custom grips. This one happens to be titanium. They're a little bit slimmer, and the feel is just completely different. You take, like I said, a very cool knife and you make it almost perfect. The one thing I don't like about these is this spacer protruding out. I just don't like the way it feels, and I really don't like the way it looks all that much. As far as feel, because these are smooth, it's not a big deal. They do have models that have heavy texturing in there. I'm fairly certain I wouldn't like those, even though I never handle them. I can tell you with confidence that it's probably not for me. These aren't that big of a deal, but as far as aesthetics, I'd prefer just a, you know, a liner inside that was, you know, even with the frame. But I guess it's just, you know, kind of a trademark thing. It's pretty much on all of them, so it's just his thing, you know. Can't blame him for being different. But the smooth ones don't affect me that much. But the titanium one here, it's just amazing. The way it feels, I mean, it gives the knife some heft. It gives it some, you know, I don't know. It's the oomph that really would push a lot of people into wanting one of these Griptilians. I'll bet you, you know, 99 out of 100 people who handle the Griptilian said, yeah, that's not for me. If they got one of these with these grips on there, they would fall in love with it. All right, but you don't always have to get the expensive titanium version. There are also a little bit cheaper G10, and I think the G10, even though it's much lighter and has a slightly different feel, obviously it's more of a warm textured feel. It is the cold months right now, so this titanium is retaining that cold. Even inside right now, I can feel it in comparison to the G10. If you want something a little bit more grippy, and again, during the cold months, you want something that's going to be a little warmer to the hand, the G10 might be the better option, and it's cheaper, of course. But it feels amazing. I can't even begin to express how awesome of an upgrade these really are. Is it worth more than the knife price? I mean, that's really going to be up to you guys. I would say this: if you've been using a Griptilian and you do like it, and you've had it for an extended period of time, and you do consistently go back to it to use it, maybe it's in your EDC rotation, maybe it's the only knife you have and you just love it. If you ever thought to yourself, wow, I wish I could have different grips, these are worth it. There are still a bunch in stock. It used to be that you know, it took forever to get these things, but these days, I guess they're pumping them out more, or maybe the demand went down a little bit because I saw a bunch of them that are still available. You know, overall, I'd have to recommend them. I have to say, after using them for a long time here, and recently I just put this back on for the video, but I had switched to the originals, and I spent a couple days going back and forth between these two knives. and it does make a difference. It makes enough of a difference in how it feels that I do have to say I think it's worth the big price tag that they have. And you know, these days there's a lot more of them available, a ton of different looks. Some of them have different inserts in them as well. I do like the plain one here. This does give a little bit of grip on this smoother titanium. Okay, when your fingers wrap around, it gives you just a little something. But aesthetically, I think it's nice too. And of course, these do have the upgraded pocket clips as well, so it's a little bit deeper carry. That also made a difference as far as you know, how the Griptilians feel and carry in use. But I love it. It's very, very cool. So if you guys are on the fence about the Wilkins grips, or if it's something you used to think about and forgot about for a long time, this may rekindle that want. I just want to take a moment to thank the viewer who sent these to me. They were extremely patient. I've had these for a very long time. Obviously, if you follow the channel, you remember when I first posted this. So thank you very much for having that patience and letting me have the time to use these enough to get this review done. So there you go, guys. Hope you have an awesome day. If you have Wilkins grips, let me know down below what you think of them and what color combination you have. So that's it. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you soon. Take care.